not my plan. I say lob it to Ryan Perez in the paint off a couple of screens.
Esquivel to Garcia. Off the deflection. Los Fresnos comes back and wins. Now Santa Maria will put up a three. Bang! Santa Maria!
There's Warner. Here comes a headed and jam. Counted for two. Field. Adios! And the Falcons win on a walk-off. And it's saved.
What a game. Cortez smacked to the left. That is gone.
Lob for Perez. That's my play. Off the backboard. Counting and a win. And a win. Ryan. We are back here on the pregame show, and welcome to the semifinals here of the 2026 BISD volleyball tournament that is on the border by the sea. I'm Joe Bowling. Crystal Shears to my left-hand side. Crystal, here we are, semifinal, all Brownsville. Pace, Brownsville veterans.
Semifinal matchup, Brownsville Veterans versus Brownsville Pace. Veterans, one of the two favorites to go ahead and take it all this weekend. But again, it's going to come down to team cohesiveness for them, being led by Sophia Saiz. And for Brownsville Pace, it's going to be, can they force their way through and win this set?
All starts with game one here, and I would say the tone setter will be the first 5 points of this game. If Brownsville Veterans plays to the level we think they can play at, they may be able to just run away from this. And it could start as early as the first 5 points of the game. If Pace comes out and scores some early points, they may establish, hey, we might be able to play against our rival here at another school. Our pregame show brought to you by the City of South Padre Island and by Texas Southmost College. These are abbreviated because of tournament action and limited times between games. So we'll transition right into our game. And thanks for tuning in. Hey, fans that are out there watching, if you're watching on your social media posts, please help let other fans know, whatever platform you're watching it on, whether it's Facebook or our other platforms. Use a social media post and let other fans know that you're watching this game. They too may be able to watch it. Always assist us with other fans helping engage out there. Pace and Brownsville Veterans. Pace on the right side of your screen. They're in the green, and Brownsville Veterans in the red on the left side of your screen. As we take a look here at an ice-cold gymnasium, Brownsville Veterans Memorial on a Saturday here late in August. A week from today, I'll be sitting somewhere over at UTRGV for opening day of football season. That's how close we are to that, my friends. Serve for the Chargers, and away we go. And a point score for the Lady Vikings off the return of serve.
Probably not what Mares intended, but it worked and got the point.
Lady Vikings leading 1-0 and serving. Lady Chargers get a good pass, set it up, tip it over, score a point off a hit by Sophia Saiz. Chargers substitute into the game as well. You'll see a lot of movement off the bench onto the court after each whistle for the Lady Chargers. Big swing there and put it away.
While Saiz is in the front row, you can almost always expect that the ball is going to go right back to her. You need to be able to game plan for it.
Saiz listed at 5'7", a senior for the Lady Chargers. Lady Vikings trying to earn the serve. They'll get that done. Nice hit by Valeria Alvarado.
It looked like Veterans was trying to triple block the middle, which left the corner open, but a testament to how afraid they are of her hit. 3 people on the block.
But Alvarado able to get around that with the hit. Tipped over by Saiz. Played, they'll set it up outside. Big swing there and put that down. The sophomore, Rihanna Venegas, slams it home. Three-two score. Pace Lady Vikings a chance to serve now and tie it up. The pass here right on the money. Center set, punch to the back corner. Played up there by Arissa Trevino, a senior, back on the back row for the Lady Vikings. Down the line, that carries out of bounds, and just like that, Pace Vikings tied it up at 3 apiece. Well, again, I got caught looking at the line judge on this side. She clearly called that in. Crystal, the other judge, says no. He's the one that counts. Ball back on the Pace side. All tied at 3 apiece here in this game. Blocked there by the Lady Vikings. Lady Chargers stay on the offense. Seiss in the net. Now the Lady Vikings on top at 4-3. You'll see some substitutions checking in for Pace. So the front row goes Emma Morales, listed at 5'4", the junior on the front row for the Lady Vikings. Lady Chargers set it up. That's Seiss. Unstoppable when unblocked. She'll rotate back to serve. For the game. Game 1 here of a best of 3 in the semifinals. Pace Lady Vikings set it up. That's to the back row. Libero plays that for Brownsville veterans. Ball tipped over. That's off the baton. And so the Pace Lady Vikings now have a lead at 5-4 over Brownsville veterans.
This rotation for Brownsville veterans is probably the rotation they struggle with the most, with Seiss and Acebo both in the back row.
Ball carries out of bounds, and the Lady Vikings open up a 2-point lead early on here in game 1. Short serve there. Played by the Lady Chargers. Lady Vikings can't recover there. Tactic of using that first hit over the net that time produces a point and earns the serve for the Lady Chargers. Ball over on the Pace side, center set. Blocked, and it carries out of bounds. And what's the confidence level right now for the Lady Vikings as they look up leading 2 early on? Serve across, Chargers. Big swing, that carries out of bounds. Now an 8-5 lead for the Lady Vikings of Pace.
A great job ducking from middle back and not getting hit on the way out.
Short serve. Lady Chargers get to it. And wide open down the middle. Easy pickings for Destiny Bose. We'll say earns the serve back. Lady Chargers a little flat-footed out of the gate compared to what we saw earlier in their quarterfinal matchup. Set it up here. They can get it rolling, though. Once they do, it's hard to slow them down. Off hit there. Point scored for the Lady Vikings. And a timeout on the floor. Well, Krista, we'll talk about it right now before we go to the break. This Lady Charger team appears to be off pace right now.
It's what I've been saying about the Lady Chargers, that they lack a little bit of cohesion. They really don't play as one unit, and they're struggling right now. What normally works for them as far as their offensive power, Saiz, Jose, and Acebo, a little bit off. They can't really get it together, whereas Pace, considered the underdog in this match, is working as well as they can at the moment.
We'll take a quick break and we'll be right back. Pace leads.
It seems like you'll do anything for your clients.
Anything.
Would you get a face tattoo?
What do you all think?
Looks good, boss.
Logic.
Okay. We are back here. The Pace Lady Vikings rolling with a little confidence here. Front row in position. They're also serving. They lead by 3. Brownsville Veterans called that timeout to see if she can get her players all on the same page. That'll help as it goes in the back corner and lands. And Brownsville Veterans cuts the lead to 2. And now will serve. Haley Mejia back to serve. Lady Vikings, good pass, right on the money. Set it up, that's off the blocker, score the point as Maddie Beard makes her way to the front row. Vikings up 10-7. Short serve, good pass for the Lady Chargers. Back to the front row. It doesn't, you can close your eyes and know that Saiz is back on the front row.
If you're smart as a defender from the Pace side, you learn to read exactly where the setter's going to go. It's going to go one of 2 ways, either Acebo or Saiz. Learn to read and figure out where the ball's going to go so you can have a better shot at picking it up.
10-8 score. Pace on the return to serve. Set it up in the middle. This time they're able to be behind those blockers. Mejia keeps it in play. Lady Vikings with a back set here. That's a good swing. Chargers back to Saiz. In the net it goes.
Like I said, for both blockers and defenders, figuring out 9 times out of 10 where that ball's going to be sent to eliminates at least half of the error that you may have. You know she's going to swing hard. You might as well set yourself up for success.
Lady Vikings serve up 3. Off the net. Hit across. Good dig that time by the Lady Vikings. Well off the net. Across, Chargers. Back row this time. Send it over. Punched up. The libero back there is Megan Morris for the Lady Vikings. Good defense played again back there this time. That's Melody Valerio for the Lady Vikings. Punched over. Chargers set it up. Center tipped over. Another good defensive play. This rally by the Vikings. Tipped over. Chargers there. Vikings, can they get to that? Nothing doing.
And that's the kind of game sense that I was referring to earlier today. Seeing that Pace was kind of jumbled up and crouched in the middle together, Saiz able to send it back to the corner.
So Brownsville Veterans will serve. Get it across. Played by the Lady Vikings. And in the net it goes. And now the Lady Chargers have cut the lead to 1. A chance to tie it up here. And now we're tied at 11 apiece. Not bad on the camera. 11-11 score. Another serve for the Lady Chargers. Block. Point scored. Chargers lead. Destiny Bose. 12-11. Vikings send it over. Playing a lot of defense suddenly are the Lady Vikings of Pace. That's in the net. They'll let that be called a block. Now the ball in the net. Lady Chargers. You may see a timeout called by the Pace Lady Vikings here. There it is. Timeout on the floor. Lady Vikings. She was looking at the official, waiting for him to look at her. She wanted a timeout 30 seconds ago. We'll be right back after this 30-second break.
This is the island where even the grown-ups forget what day it is. South Padre is more than an island. It's the island.
Back up. We are back here. The Pace Lady Vikings coach was looking at the official, looking, staring him right in the back of his head. Like, will you turn around? I want to call a timeout. And when she got her players to the sideline, she gave him an earful, trying to get him geared up to get back at the same level that they started this game with, in which they maintained a lead against this Brownsville Charger team for a bunch of it. Now the Chargers extend out to a 3-point lead. So you talk about a team that was looking to respond. The Chargers indeed did, to match the level of what the Pace Lady Vikings brought to the table here in this semifinal matchup. Good defensive play. That's off the Raptors. Another good defensive play turns into some offense. Lady Vikings set it up. Left-hander gets across. What a play there, adjusting as Venegas. Ball back on the back row by the Lady Vikings. Set it up in the middle. Tip over the blockers. Punched up by Seiss. Now they'll set her off the net. Sends it down the sideline. Lady Vikings playing some more defense. That ball rolls over the net and scores for the Lady Vikings. You talk about getting it done on the defensive end. Lady Vikings not lacking for effort here in this, keeping it close. It's 14-12. They trail by 2. Raiders set it up near side. Vikings right there again. Another spike, another play defensively, but this one falls.
If I'm Pace, you have to figure out how to minimize Seiss somehow, some way. If you can't block, you need to be able to guide her and make her hit at exactly where you are able to pick it up.
Because what's happening is it's just multiple set after set after set. And when you get hitters that get in a rhythm of getting to swing away, they eventually find their mark. Jump set here, tipped over, and a nice play there. The Lady Chargers score. Mejia with a left hand off pace scored the point. 4-point lead, Lady Chargers. They trail by as many as 3. And it wasn't that long ago. That serve goes out of bounds.
You can forgive a missed serve if it's that aggressive, I will say.
The back corner was open back there. That lands in. That's clear sailing for an ace. Lady Vikings serve it up. Down 3. Jump serve again, or jump set again. And if you don't call that in the net, you never will. Pace player landed all the way on the Charger side. And a 4-point lead for Brownsville veterans. Checking in is Miranda Lerma for the Lady Chargers. Vikings set it up on the spike line. That carries out of bounds. Lady Chargers now up 5 at 18-13. Lady Vikings from a back row attack. Set up for the Chargers. Ball still alive.
She's definitely going under the net. I'm surprised the officials aren't calling it. That was twice that Acebo went clear under.
That's off the blocker. How about the Lady Vikings playing some defense? That carries out of bounds. But yeah, that was a gift by the officials to allow that play to continue multiple times.
Almost back to back, both feet under the net and over.
Quick serve by the Lady Chargers. Ball spiked on the back row and score the point. Pace trying to hang in there. Down 5 at 19-14. Into serve. Sofia Alejandro. Alejandro ready to go for the Pace Lady Vikings. Chargers return it. Set it up middle. Down it goes. Acebo right there. And nobody to contest her at the net. (20-14) the score. Serve across. Lady Vikings set it up near the net. Punch it over. 5 of the 6 players were bunched there right together for the Chargers. The ball landed right amongst them. Ball in the net for the Lady Vikings. I'm not sure that's the spacing you want on defense, but there were certainly a lot of red jerseys right there around where the ball came across. 21-14, now a 7-point lead for the Lady Chargers. Off the block, score the point there. Maddie Beard keeps it alive on the Pace side. 6-point ball game. Marissa Trevino checks in. To serve for Pace. Chargers set it up. That's out of bounds off the back line. 5-point game. Game 1, best of 3. Semifinal game, or set 1 between the 4 teams left. Short serve. That's off the net, played by the Lady Vikings. And that carries off the back row. Lady Chargers regain control here. Mejia back to serve. Beard from long distance sends it over. Chargers respond and score the point. (23-16) Brownsville Veterans. They lead by 7. That's the biggest lead of the game. Another serve across. That scores another. Lady Chargers now 1 away from taking game 1. Mejia back to serve. Haley Mejia. Pace returns the serve. Set up Beard. Blocked out of bounds it goes. Pace wins the point. And the Lady Vikings will get a chance to serve. Megan Morris back there to serve. The libero for the Lady Vikings. Pass up into the net. Point scored for Pace. Morris back to serve again. Pass over the net. Easily put down there by Alvarado. Alvarado's like, can you give me about 4 more of those in a row?
They're still fighting. They're still in it.
Another serve across. That's across the net. There's another.
What you just said.
Now she asked for 4. There's more. There's 2 in a row. So you're playing with fire. Here are the Lady Vikings making this late stage run, but when you're staring up at 24 points against you, you got to play like this. Another one. Almost 3 in a row. Now miscommunication and they miss hit. Ball game over. Brownsville Veterans wins it 25-20. They didn't make it look easy. And the Pace Lady Vikings certainly can have some confidence going into game 2 that they can play with this team. Brownsville Veterans wins it. We'll be back with game.
I fell on a loose towel at the grocery store, and now they're saying it's my fault. Do you think you could help?
Of course I can help. You should be focused on feeling better.
Oh, thank you, Law Champ. Hey, do you think I can get a selfie?
Of course.
At Brownsville ISD, every journey starts with a strong foundation.
Our academic programs inspire curiosity and critical thinking.
In athletics, students unleash their potential while diving into school spirit.
Creativity shines throughout our various fine arts programs.
Our career and technical education provides students with essential skills for the workforce.
With dual enrollment courses, students can earn college credits while still in high school.
Brownsville ISD,
One team,
one dream.
Kenny Perez came from a small town in Texas. At Kenny Perez Law, we won't stop fighting until our clients get what's rightfully theirs. We're right by your side, no matter what. Call Kenny Perez Injury Lawyers today, 956-999-1111.
Turn your passion into a powerful career at Texas Southmost College. Our automotive technology program will train you in everything from maintenance to full vehicle systems repair. Earn a certificate or associate degree and get certified to work as a C maintenance or B-level technician. You'll be guided by seasoned instructors who have decades of real-world automotive experience, helping you get ready to roll into the industry. So take the wheel and apply today at tsc.edu.
Back here at the halftime between the two games, Brownsville Pace and Brownsville Veterans Memorial. Lady Vikings will be serving. Game 2 starts right after this.
This is the island where adulting takes its own vacation. South Padre is more than an island. It's the island.
It seems like you'll do anything for your clients.
Anything.
Would you get a face tattoo?
What do you all think?
Looks good, boss.
Yeah, latte.
No matter where you are in life, Texas Southmost College is here to help you move.
Back here, and we're ready to roll. The officials are all set. The rotations have been established, and Pace Lady Vikings are set to serve as we enter game 2 in this best-of-3 semifinal. Lady Vikings going left to right, Chargers going right to left on your screen here as we see it. Good crowd on hand here for championship day at Brownsville Veterans. Beard on the far side for the Vikings, kept that alive. Ball back on the Viking side, second hit over. Right back on the Viking side. See if they can set Beard. They do. On a back set, off the block, score the point. Steady dose of Maddie Beard. And the Lady Vikings jump out to the 1-0 lead. They led in game 1. And in some ways just kind of let the Lady Chargers off the hook. Tie game there as Brownsville Veterans. You see her right there on your screen. That's who you got to watch, Sophia Size for the Lady Chargers. Across the net and a slam.
Happy
Right on cue.
birthday.
Right on cue, Maddie or Size with the kill. Sophia, a senior. Next serve for the Lady Chargers. Beard off the blockers. Played by the Chargers. Huge swing this time, putting it down. On the other side is Acebo. Acebo's got plenty of firepower as well over there as a hitter. 3-1 lead. Beard. Good blockers. It's Acebo again. Beard again. Good defense by the Chargers. That's up in the rafters, though. Checking in now for pace, Valeria Alvarado. Serve for the Lady Vikings. Good pass, right on the money. And there's Size again with another hit and a kill. If they track the percentage points, she's at probably 80% on her kill attempts that result in points scored. Block there by the Chargers. Right back to Size again. This is off the net. Pace gets it to Beard. Back there on the back row is Sofia Alejandro to keep that one alive. That one goes out of bounds. And the Lady Chargers up 3 at 5-2. Lady Vikings. Beard from the near side this time. Hits it across. And in the net it goes. Lady Chargers extended out to a 6-2 lead, and they'll be serving. Timeout on the floor first. The Pace Lady Vikings want to talk it over. They know they better be careful or they'll look up and see a double-digit lead for the Lady Chargers. We'll be back after this.
Give your little one the best start at Brownsville ISD's Pre-K 3 and Pre-K 4 programs. At BISD, 3 and 4-year-olds develop fundamental skills that pave the way to lifelong success. With quality educators, access to the latest technology, and free nutritious meals to fuel the day, our young minds explore and learn in exciting new ways. Enroll your 3 and 4-year-old today at Brownsville ISD, the best choice.
Permatemp Personnel Services has been servicing local businesses for the past 29 years. Leave the hiring to us. Let us become your personal hiring guru. We have a network of skilled.
Back here as we are back to action. It's a 6-2 ball game. Brownsville Veterans on top, trying to build on that lead. They won the first game. Maddie Beard for pace. Shows that she's a force. It's sophomore with some good hops. Can get up and deliver. That's Maddie Beard. We'll be calling her name for a couple of years in a row, my friends. 6-3 ball game. Back set here. Chargers get it over. Pace can attack. Now at the front row on the far side is Rihanna Venegas on that left side. Ball across by Garcia, played by Chargers. This is more pace on the offense than what we normally see. Chargers playing a lot of defense. Now Sice delivers. And they'll set her a second time, and this time it's down.
If you're Pace, you have to do your best to make size as much of a non-factor as possible. You're never going to stop her completely, but you do have to try and slow her down just a little bit in order to stay in this game.
7-3 game. Ball up near the net. And Seiss appeared to go over the net. No call there. They give him the point. If we had our instant replay working, I'd have looked at that. 8-3 to score. That's in the net. Now 9-3. And quietly, that's a 6-point lead for Brownsville Veterans. And that's nearly insurmountable if you're looking at the talent on both sides of the floor. Pace Vikings, though, showed they could come back late in the first game. They earned that point, and it's a 9-4 game. Semifinal 2 coming up, Los Fresnos and Harlingen. And then the championship game right after that, right here on this floor. Seiss attacks the blockers, scores the point. Jump serve here by the Lady Chargers. And score that point off a hit by Venegas. 5-point game. Rodriguez checks in the game on the front row for the Lady Vikings. Free ball here for Pace, but a bad pass, and it goes out of bounds. It's just a missed opportunity there for the Lady Vikings. Chargers now check in. It's Alpara into the game. She'll serve. Out of bounds. Beard checks back in the game now for Pace on the front row. And back to serve is Alejandro. 5-point game, though, with the Chargers on top. Center set. Down it goes. That's Bose. We haven't said her name in a while. Destiny Bose. That was a quiet run on the front row, but she ended it with a big hit. Beard on the front row. Attack, scores a point for Pace. Sometimes, like in the case with Bose, they go on the front row and they come off the front row. It's kind of quiet. Players like Seiss, like Beard, when they come to the front row, you know it.
Typically with the outside position, that's your go-to hitter, so they get more often than not more sets than anything.
That's off the net, but it's blocked. Played on the Pace side. Beard off the net. Pace gets another chance, another set. Got it past the blockers this time. Chargers attacking. Tippett. Beard there to play defensively. Another block. Free ball here for the Chargers. Off the jump back set. That's a tough set to make, my friends. And it scores the point. That's a no-look jump back set there for the assist to get that point scored. Again, if we had our instant replay, I'd show you that. Try to do that. Run forward, jump, and then set backwards over your head without looking in a position for a player to make a hit. 6-point lead. Lady Vikings set it up for Beard. Blocked. Vikings have to go again. Right back to Beard. Tips it and scores the point. Maddie Beard with a second attempt scores the point. And we went back and forth for about 6 points with this 5 and 6 point lead for the Lady Chargers. Can I say Seiss return to the front row? She'll tell you with the hit. Chargers regain the serve. Back in is Saya as well to join Seiss on the front row for the Lady Chargers. Chargers set it up. Seiss off the blocker scores the point.
Pace needs to be a little bit better at using the corners. Both corners, right and left, are open. They just keep pushing it to the middle where Beltran is waiting. Need to have a little bit better court awareness and finding that open spot. If you can't hit it, you need to be smart.
Usually you see the libero having to move a lot. Beltran's able to stay right there in what is the basketball free throw area, never really moving. Ball's coming right at her. Pretty easy to play when you're a libero, not having to move much. 16-8, Pace calls a timeout. Those Chargers lead it. Vikings playing to get back in it. Back after this.
At Tortilleria Ibañez, flavor starts fresh every day. Crispy flautas, homemade tamales, and our signature chicken salad, all made for you. Tortilleria Ibañez, tradition on every plate.
It means a lot to me. TSC has changed me to make me realize that I can accomplish things. Just don't give up. I've come a long way from where I was to what I am now, and there's no limit to where I'm going.
Back here at Brownsville Veterans Memorial. It's Brownsville, Texas, and it's good crowd on hand, you see, as we're back to action between Pace and Brownsville Veterans. 8-point lead for the Lady Chargers. Lady Vikings hit it to Beard into the net, and a point scored for Brownsville Veterans. Entering the game for Pace, Lolly Mendez checks in as a senior on the front row for the Lady Vikings. Ace served up for the Lady Chargers. They now have a double-digit lead at 18-8. And there's your wide shot. You see the crowd. It's a big crowd over here. It's a good bunch of them down here below us as well on this side of the gym. And a point scored there to the Chargers.
A beautiful pass, but the set traveling to the top of the net, so not able to use it.
11-point lead, Brownsville Veterans. Chargers set up Seiss again. Easier play for the Vikings. Beard, that is in, and score the point for Brownsville Pace. Beard checks out of the game. To the front row, enters. Excuse me, Rihanna Venegas. Chargers up 19-9. That's in the net. They hit 20. 20-9 your score. Chargers knocked off San Benito in the quarterfinals. Sitting here, trying to win and then await The victor between Harlingen and Los Fresnos. That's down. Score a point for the Lady Vikings. 20-10, the score. Substitutions coming in. With Beard on the bench, who becomes the primary hitter for the Lady Vikings on the front row? First, get your serve in. And Olivia Martin gets that done. That ends the rally really quick as Seiss made a big hit to start her rotation and finishes with a big hit to come off that front row. Lady Vikings set it up off the net, and that's out of bounds. It went to Venegas. Seiss to serve again. In the net. Lady Vikings bring in Julissa Martinez to the front row as Valeria Alvarado goes back to serve. Back set to the center this time. Vikings cover that center area. Not a second time. Point scored. Chargers saw the opening, went to it twice. Got the point. It's El Parra in to serve. 23-11. It's blocked. Vikings keep it alive. Chargers. Quick set in the middle. And tipped over. Chargers score another. Destiny Bose scores. One away from deciding our first team in the finals. Chargers send it across. Vikings. That's in. We saw him make a stand in game one once the Chargers reached 24. Can the Vikings score 12 in a row? Be the only team that's done that today. But it's not impossible, just improbable. Serve over, Chargers set it up, punch it over. Vikings cover it. Beard back in the game, hits it in the net, ball game over. And we have our first semifinal team advancing as Brownsville Veterans knocks off Pace in 2. Well, here we go. We talked about Seiss coming in. We talked about how you have to defend her. Lady Vikings, in essence, didn't. And therefore, Brownsville Veterans moves on.
Really, with a complete volleyball player, the way Seiss is, she can hit, she can pass, she can serve, she can set. Her primary position is a setter, but she's such a lethal hitter that it's just so hard to game plan against her. You may not be able to stop her, but you need to know how to limit her. That's the only way you're going to go get around it. Player of the game for me still has to be Sofia Seiss. You take her out of that lineup and that team is just not the same. And when you have that much of an impact on your team, I think you deserve player of the game.
You keep talking about that the Brownsville Veterans Chargers need to get more cohesive and become more as a team. But right now it's all rotated to a single individual. And therefore, when we give a player of the game, it's not just we've got to spread the wealth. It's we're looking as announcers to say who was the impact player of the game. And therefore, Seiss is our player of the game. Our post-game show brought to you by South Padre Island and by Texas Southmost College. That'll wrap it up for semifinal game number 1. Keep it tuned in here to the RSL Network. We'll be here for the other semifinal and the championship game. That's Crystal to my left, Dahlia on the camera, Bert on the camera. I'm Joe Bowling. We'll be back with more. Hope you enjoy.